Hello and welcome back to another episode of A Spirited Journey. I hope you are all well and fantastic, all you little lovely multi-minions, you beautiful lot. I hope you are all fantastic and well. Today we are going to take a look at the smokehead, and this fine example is high voltage. And yes, I know I have the urge to sing it as well. Danger, danger, high voltage. So I won't subtract any more of my terrible singing. But this one is another fine example of smokehead's whiskey. Oh, sorry. Oh, painful shoulder. This one is a rather delectable 58%. Yet again, Ian McLeod distiller. And another Isla single malt. Yep. So, shall we have a look? My multi-minion. Are we ready to unleash the high voltage? Dun, dun, dun. So, let's have a look then. As I understand this to be, this is a lot, well, this is the higher, quite similar to the standard smokehead that we have, yeah, but it's a lot higher in percentage. This one is a 43 and this is a 58, so you know, a reasonable jump there. My malt minions, you know, we've got a bit of a kick to it, so you know, I can't argue with that one. So, but I've never really, I found there is similarities to it, but you know, the similarities to a Ferrari and another Ferrari, as in they've both got a name Ferrari. That's like saying, you know, these two are going to be identical whiskies because they're both called high voltage, like smokehead. Doesn't mean they're going to be the same whiskey, does it? So, as we all know, a same whiskey can go in from the same still, can be sat in, but from the same, come out the same still, sat in barrels next to each other in the same warehouse for exactly the same amount of period, and each produced 3 different whiskies. You know, because I think it was it Tomatin did that? I think it was. They distilled 3 barrels off the same run, put them in pretty much exactly the same barrels, right next to each other in the same place in the warehouse, and they all produced different characteristics in each barrel, and it was tremendous, absolutely tremendous, absolutely tremendous. So, got a really, you can tell this one's a lot higher with the nose. You've got a lot of really nice kind of, like got a really nice smoke head smell there with the smokiness, like the cold kind of campfire kind of nose there with it, and the earth and everything else, you know, like after a camping night. But it's like it's like a biscuity note, but it's like it's like you've burnt a biscuit. It reminds me of a burnt malted milk biscuit. And I don't know if you live in the UK, so I'll put up what a malted milk biscuit is, because, you know. But I remember as a kid leaving them or putting one in a fire or doing something weird around my nan's house with one because I was silly as a kid. Leaving this really odd kind of funky smell, and that's what I've got in here. And I never remember that smell until now. That's really weird. But it's got that lovely kind of creaminess to it as well with the biscuits. Oh. So, a lot more of an abrupt attack compared to that one which I've just done a couple of moments ago. As you know, I consecutively record these when I get a chance to, when I'm feeling okay and can do it. So jumping from the normal smokehead to that one, it is a big jump on the senses. So it's a big shock and a big jump as in it, like an affront to the senses kind of thing. But obviously going from, you know, that to for 58%, you're gonna get that. But really nice kind of deep, rich, smoky kind of flavour to it. Like really nice kind of deep, earthy kind of more peatiness that you don't get in that one, which is really regrettable, because I reckon if that had a little bit more peat to it, I think it'd be a little bit better and add that little bit more depth to it. But I can't knock smokehead for what it is, because obviously they put it in this one. That's why they've done it this way. This one I don't think is chill filtered, because it seems a bit more viscous, and you can tell that you can taste a lot more of the barley and stuff in the way it's been done. It's a lot more, like I said, viscous and kind of like oily with the way it's done. You can, when you glass down, you can see the trails a lot more as it comes down itself. So you've still got the nice kind of salty, briny kind of underlying undertone throughout it all, which is nice. It's also really nice. What is that herb? It's like a really, it's like a really spice there to it. It's like a really peppery kind of spice that starts it, but it's not just pepper spice, because it's kind of like pepper spice with some nice like toffee and some butterscotch and a bit of vanilla, some raisins and some dates, and you know, all nice and everything else. And there's this really nice, I use it in my cooking. It's oh flipping brain cell, come on multi minions, cheer me on. My brain's having one of them days with itself. We can do this. Yeah, still got a nice papaya note from the first one, but really undertoned this time, which is a bit of a shame because that was quite a nice sweetness to it. There's a lot more rich, deeper, smokier note in this one. It's like they added like a smoked paprika or a smoked salt or something else to it. You know what I mean? It's like they've added something smoked extra to it to give it that extra oomph with the smoke, and it just works so well. Mm. Mm. It really is delectable. That really nice moreish kind of umami kind of taste that gets you just down here. Gets you there, gets your glands salivating and wanting more. Really nice, viscous mouthfeel. Mm. I must admit, it's not one, if you're not used to the higher strength of whiskies, it wouldn't be one to jump into blindfolded. It might catch you off guard a little bit. It's not gentle at 58%. I've had a lot smoother. I've had a lot higher proof of whiskies or proof of drinks than a lot smoother. They haven't tried to let it tone it down in any way. They've left the sharpness with the high voltage, and I think that works really well because you've got me just up here. It does work really, really well. You know, there's that shock, and I think that's what they're going for, like the shock and the awe, shock and awe technique, and you know, the front to the senses and everything else, and you know, the like unleashing lightning from a bottle kind of thing when they do it, which I think is fantastic. Mm. Mm. Yeah, it's that not really nice kind of like it's like oat cakes, I suppose, like a really cakey kind of. No, I can't. No, I don't know. But anyway, my beautifully multi minion. I wish you all the best in your journey. Yes, I would recommend this whiskey, but you've got to be prepared for a bit of a shock because this isn't going to be gentle on you. If you're not used to the higher proof whiskies, it may come as a bit of a shock. It may not. Is it nice? Oh yes, it's blooming marvellous. I do love it. I love the aesthetics of the tin. I love the aesthetics of the bottle. It really is a nice whiskey. I absolutely adore it. So, but as always, my multi-minions, I wish you all the best, and I wish you a safe journey in whatever journey you are taking, whether it be one through a spirit or one on a physical journey. Please stay safe out there, and please stay well, especially at the moment with everything, the way everything is going. Please be safe. I wish you all the best, and I love you all. See you next video. Thank you.